How's it going, everybody? Texas Man here. Hope you're having a great day. If you guys would please give this video a thumbs up. If you guys do enjoy it, subscribe, of course, if you guys have not already. Also, do me the biggest favor of all, make sure you guys hit that bell notification button. Select all for all notifications so you guys don't miss out on future videos. I cover movies, TV shows, and of course, tabletop games. If you have anything of that nature you guys want me to cover here on the channel, but I have not done so yet, please let me know in the comment section down below. If I've done something and I've already covered it here on the channel and you recommend me to do it, just know that it's probably somewhere in a playlist. I've looked it up already, so just please keep that in mind. And as always, we're going to be talking positives and negatives about the Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian from 2008. I've already done two separate videos talking about Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, the reboot. This is, of course, part of the rebooted part of the franchise that they did in the late 2000s, and there's rumors that they're supposed to try to reboot it for a second time. Honestly, I kind of just want them to leave it alone, because if they rebooted Narnia, I'm sure they would throw in a bunch of political nonsense, woke ideological messaging, and ruin what C.S. Lewis wrote. I mean, there are very few franchises that are enjoyed in Western entertainment that haven't been destroyed by woke ideology. And, you know, Star Wars has had it, Doctor Who, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings. There's very few franchises that have had it injected into it on such a massive scale. Narnia and something that just popped in my head, Stargate. Those are two franchises that just haven't been annihilated by a reboot, by just modern day crap. I don't want them to do it. If they were ever to do a fourth and a fifth movie, which would have been, of course, Silverchair and The Last Battle, I think their time's kind of up, because the third film, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, came out in 2010. 14 plus years later, 15, 16 plus years later, we haven't gotten it. I don't think we're ever going to get it. Now, they did do Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, Prince Caspian, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, and Silverchair really late, when color was still coming into fruition. So, I do enjoy these rebooted Narnia films, because at least they look good. But the older I've gotten, and the more movies I have seen, and the more I've critiqued films, the more I've come to a realization that just because your film looks pretty doesn't mean it's actually a good movie. Okay? For example, 2001: A Space Odyssey. It looks good for the practical effects that were used at the time for the film, but the film's plot is so boring, dull, and uninteresting that the movie just becomes a slog to get through. And that is how I feel that's how I feel about Prince Caspian. This film, it's rated PG. It's 2.5 hours long, okay? It is long. And I know I'm going to say this later again, but it is unnecessarily long. There is no reason this film needed to be 2.5 hours long. I keep looking because my cat is taking like a half nap. Say hi, Ruby. Meow. Say, I'm a pretty girl. I'm a pretty Ruby. Meow, 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 meow. Okay, enough. Now, back to the regular program. Prince Caspian, it is a very dull film. How my cat looked in this video is how I felt on the inside while watching this movie. You can, of course, get it on Disney Plus, digital stores, and obviously physical disc if you want. It's not in 4K, unfortunately, and I don't think it ever will, just because I don't think the Narnia films ever reached the level that was needed for them to get put into that format. I know that there is a lot of people that believe this film is somehow better than the first. I don't know why. There is a lot of people, both critic and audience members, that think Prince Caspian is better than Lion Witch in the Wardrobe. I totally disagree. I would rather watch Lion Witch in the Wardrobe on a loop for the whole weekend than watch Prince Caspian from start to finish without interruption. Um, and the reason being is one major thing. This film lacks meaningful characters. If you guys have been watching my videos since I've been since I've been doing YouTube for years now, you know to me, pretty pictures and CGI spectacle doesn't hook me. Okay, I'm 30 plus years old. In order for a film to hook me, your characters need to be meaningful. This film lacks meaningful characters, and it lacks meaningful arcs for not just the main characters, but also for the B characters. There is also no sense of direction. The film just is a series of events. Okay? Let me also add on into this video. I have read all 7 of the Chronicles of Narnia books 3 times through. Okay? When I was younger. Now, even though I've read them 3 times through, the older I get, the less I remember. Okay? It comes with age. Now, I do know for a fact that this film takes numerous liberties with the book of the same name this film is based on. This movie removes very crucial characters and moments from the books, and instead of those being in the film, which I don't understand why they didn't just do it, instead it rips those out and supplements them with unnecessary things into this movie to make it more action packed. Okay, I think with Prince Caspian, they thought that, okay, we need to emulate and up our action sequences so we can stand alongside Lord of the Rings. Here's the thing. Chronicles of Narnia and The Lord of the Rings / The Hobbit are completely 2 different franchises. And they're that way on purpose. Lord of the Rings, it's a more dark, adult-themed, World War II fantasy adventure epic with a set of characters that you can follow from book to book to book to book. Narnia is not that. Okay? Narnia doesn't have any sort of World War II elements to it. It's more of a fantasy adventure, but every single book has different characters sprinkled in. Certain characters will be in the next book, and certain characters are not. And there's a reason in the books, in a lore explanation as to why that is. Okay? I hated that they tried to make this Prince Caspian movie just an action adventure. That's not what not only Prince Caspian its book is supposed to be, but it's not what Narnia is supposed to be. It's supposed to be about the characters, the magic, the wonder, the exploration of the world of Narnia. It is a character center focused 99% of the time. And instead, they supplement things with adding in like an assault on the, I don't even remember what they're called because it doesn't much matter. I just call them the evil humans. the Tabernites or something. Anyway, there's a scene that ends Act 3 in this movie where a group of our heroes attack the evil humans' castle to rescue their allies. And let me just tell you for a fact that's not in the book. Not in the book. Okay? Just, it's not. Next problem I have with this movie. The film spends way too long at the start doing a recap. And remember this, and remember that person from the first film? And I'm just like, Yes, I do. Because guess what? I watched the original Lion. I watched the original Lion, the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe movie. Why does it need? Like I said, this film's 2.5 hours long. I kid you not. Go back and rewatch this movie. It takes them nearly an hour to do this recap. I'm just like, I know what happened. I watched it. So, if you ever decide to do a marathon of all three of these movies, just skip the first hour of this film, and then the movie actually starts. It is so. Why did Disney think this was a good idea? Um, I just don't get it. And it's this type of a movie that kind of led to problems in future films and other franchises, like Avatar: The Way of the Water. That movie's 3 hours and 19 minutes long. The first like hour does the exact same thing, where it's like a recap. It's like, do you remember when this thing happened to this person? And I'm like, yeah, I watched your movie like 15 times before I saw your sequel. Why are you reminding me of everything I've already watched before I come to see the new movie? I don't need this, okay? It doesn't add any value to the film. It just makes the movie longer for no reason. If I wanted a recap, I'd rather go onto online, watch somebody's 5 minute video, or watch the movie myself. Thank you very much. Like, are people's attention spans really that small now? It's just, it boggles my mind. Next thing, there is too much happening among all the different plots and characters, and it makes it difficult to follow them until the final battle. Like, nothing seems to connect with each other until you get to the end. Now, when you do get to the end, when you get to the final battle, all the characters and all the plots, they do come together, but it feels rushed, and it's like, okay, that just happened. I'm just like, really? Okay. Like I said earlier, this film is way too long. There does come a point where you realize it should have ended, and then the movie just drags on, and then it should end, and then it drags on, and then it should have ended. But because, they're trying to make this an action movie instead of actually, you know, properly based on the book, it just has an extra 30 minutes tacked on, and it's so irritating. The film just goes for more action, more violence, rather than it being a balance of those things, along with humor, heart, and family values, like the first film did. There is just a total focus on the themes and concepts of war, with very, very little time to develop characters, both old and new. Especially Prince Caspian. Like, Caspian, as a character, he does go through a transformation, but kind of just gets lost in the numerous action sequences. Like I said, the very long recap memorabilia sequence at the beginning of the film, and there's a lot of long, uninteresting, and dull dialogue scenes, and it's like Caspian kind of just gets like lost in the backdrop. Like, his character arc is supposed to be like the main driving force of this book slash movie, but him as a character, he kind of just becomes like a C character. And towards the final battle, he doesn't even become all that important. I think he would slide into like the B character, but he's really not all that. He's not like the main focus, unfortunately. He kind of just gets lost in the backdrop. And, all the other characters that we had from the first film that are back, they just steal the spotlight, unfortunately. It's just, it's bizarre. The magic of both the book and Narnia itself generally just feels scrambled in this film. It is an entertaining watch if you watch it as far as a action film, a war movie. But if you're wanting this to be an actual Narnia film, you're going to be very disappointed. It's entertaining, but it's not as memorable as the first film. So, with that, guys, I'm going to give the Chronicles of Narnia Prince Caspian from 2008 a 3 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. Look forward to my review of The Voyage of the Dawn Treader coming soon. Have a great day, guys.